Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. So I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit and whatnot. Wait for some people to come in. Let me get my chat up so I can see y'all. See what y'all saying. She see. See. She is her queendom. Hey. PNG, hey. Gail, hey. Shatika, hey. Renee's Garden, hey. Hey y'all. So y'all see the title. And I'm gonna talk to y'all some real talk right now, okay? So sitting out here putting more holes in these. I'm trying to get these done so I can get my gardening together, my fall garden, like, the way I want it or whatnot. But I want to talk to y'all about something. You know, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on something that a lot of people say or whatnot and clearly may not understand what everybody's reasons is. But the title is "You the One That Needs to Stop," and I say that for this reason. Stop making excuses. Stop. I can't. I can't. I can't. Because you're gonna need to. With me, I've had plenty jobs, plenty jobs. My whole life, I've been nothing but a worker. Working different jobs, being a single mother at one point, young myself, very young. At these days in time, I said I was just a child myself, even though I was 19, 20, but still being sheltered. Didn't know the way of the world and all like that. I knew a lot, but not that street smarts at that time. I say all that to say this, I do what I do now with this content creating thing. This is a job. It's a job. Especially depending on what you do. With me, I motivate you. I try to give y'all ideas and motivate you to do things that's going to be helpful for you. But at the same time, a lot of people have a lot of excuses. And I'm just going to enlighten y'all on another reason why I do. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. Even when I was working for other people and stuff, trying to make ends meet, trying to do this, trying to do that. And then I got into doing flea market, concession, so many things. I have so many permits under my name that I can go and do this and do that. And it wasn't because I just didn't want to go to nobody 8 to 5 or whatnot. I needed to be home with my kids, you know. I needed to be home with my kids as a mother, I wanted to be home with my kids. Social media is a good thing and it can be a bad thing. When these kids is on social media and you got these perverts and stuff and people can persuade them and lure them and all that type of stuff, that's where the danger part come in. The good part come in is that I can do what I do and make money. I am blessed. Some people may be like, oh, you bragging this and that. No, it's not bragging. I'm blessed to now have 2 monetized channels because I know I worked my tail off to get where I'm at. I'm not as high as other people. That's fine. But I didn't step on no toes to get where I'm at. Now I done had my situation where I done had differences with other people. It is because, I had my reasons. You know what I'm saying? But past that, I didn't step on nobody's toe. I grind and I worked hard to get to where I'm at. And the main thing is because, I done been Uber driver, Lyft driver. I still have all those things I can go and do right now. that requires me to be home with my kids and watching what they doing. Now, of course, Oronde here and stuff, but y'all know how men is. Men is more leeway and stuff. You know, the kids can be in the room doing, being on whatever, watching whatever, doing whatever. And a lot of time, men is just, they may peek in there or something like that. But I'm a mother. There is different why mothers and fathers have different roles, and I have girls. I have a son. Me myself want to be able to be home with. That's another reason why they're homeschooled. My kids has been homeschooled since 2018. That's another reason why they are homeschooled, is because learning too much, dealing with so many things in the school system, so many issues, all this, it just was best. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them that, you know, don't want my kids at home. But I know what goes on in this world. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have land. Well, I got land back home. My family have some land. And I can go back there anytime I want to. And I can start up something on that land. But I've always been the type to try to hustle and struggle and have my own. I don't want people giving me. I want to learn things from my own, because when you get in a situation where people just keep handing you, you don't learn nothing for yourself. You don't become experienced in things. And I'd rather have that for myself and show my kids that that's the way it should be. Yes, I can go back to Mississippi and have a plot of land, pull me a trailer or something on, but I choose not to do that. I'm fine where I'm at. I don't have acres of land, but I got a backyard. Even if I had a backyard the size of the backyards I have had, I'm going to make a way to grow food, to teach my kids, most importantly, to be home with my kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, you can't make excuses. Not these days and times. You can't make excuses. My 6th grade teacher, he used to always say, he didn't ever want to hear the word I can't. He couldn't stand. You come up in and say, Mr. Such and such, I can't. He stopped you right there. And that stuff, he never wanted to hear you say I can't out your mouth to him in class. You know, a lot of us deal with what's going, this materialistic stuff. You know, you dress nice, you look nice, you got your makeup on, your nails done. Now, nails, I love getting my nails done. I'm way past due getting my nails done. And that's because I figure out what is more important. If y'all watch the vlogs, getting these for $7.49 was more important than me going giving these people $60, $70 to do my nails. You know, because I can't eat those. They look nice and all this. They last about 2 weeks, and then they done. It's trash. I can't do nothing with that, but I can do a lot with this. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I titled this, You Need to Stop. You really need to stop making excuses. This is not the time to, you know, make a lot of excuses when you need to do things that's going to help you in the long run. A lot of people out here, go get a job. This is a job. Us content creators work very, very, very hard. Very hard. I was overwhelmed to where I wasn't even working my other channel. And I just started back doing, you know, the news, this and that. I changed stuff a lot because I'm trying to get my ground on what I need to do and make it easier for me. Content creating is a job. It allows me to be home with my children. It allows me to be at home and teach my kids. It allows me to get paid and be able to, you know, do what I have to do. I can still do their homework. I still, as just because they in K, for those of you that may be, you know, wondering, they in K-12 online homeschool. They have their classes. They have to be up at a certain time, depending on when they have their class. They have all the, you know, different times. They, you know, my son, he always have to go to class at 8:15. I think it's normally his math class. Kylie classes normally start at 9:15, but they be in and out. He may have a 10 o'clock class. She may have 11:30 class. It's great. They get to interact with kids. Everything. I love K-12 homeschool. But as a learning coach, as the parent, I have to log attendance. I have to email. I have to check all the emails. I have to make sure they shot records and stuff is sent in. I have to do everything as if they was in public school. I have to make sure everything goes. Everything is still required as if they go into that building. But me being at home, having a homestead on feed my children, what do they take? Now this is the thing. You can teach your kids. That don't mean they're going to follow the path that you have for them when you teach your kids. They can grow up and do their own thing. But I know right now I'm doing my part. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my part. I've had so many jobs. I mean, Target, Wendy's, Best Buy, Office Depot, Walmart, 3 different times. And I can go on and on and on. But I finally found something that works. And it's not, you see us on here talking to you, putting up videos and stuff, and a lot of people take that and be like, they just sitting at home all the time, you know, making videos. No, it drains you. YouTube is not gonna pay you to half do the job. No matter, they not gonna pay you to half do the job, and the way they pay you, it goes by that algorithm, the work you put in for that thumbnail, that editing that takes a long time sometimes. Even getting here talking to y'all and motivating y'all and trying to inspire y'all, it drains me. Sometimes I get off these live streams and you don't have to deal with polecats and heathens and all this. Y'all know them my words, like to say that. And I'm gonna say, when other people make accounts and use those words, it's not MGL. I notice people have been taking my little words that I say and making accounts with it and going on the other people's thing, trying to act like, making people think it's me. Yeah, not me. I ain't got time for that. Because I have so much that I have to do. I have so much to have to do. Preserving. You know, I may get back into doing a little canning for y'all. Haven't decided that. I got animals out here. I got chickens out here. Those are living things. I'm not going to mistreat them. I'm not going to say, oh, they can't eat. They'll be fine. They don't eat. Or I guess so. No, it's a job because that's a living thing. I don't care if it's not a human. It's a living thing. It's an animal. And I'm going to give them just as much care as I would do any other living thing. So all that is a job. I do what I do. One reason, the main reason, is so I can be with my children. That's the most important thing. I can be with my children. You know, they was catching a lot of issues with people not raising their kids the right way, coming to school trying to bully minds. And I teach minds, you don't let nobody bully you. Somebody hit you, you hit back. But the school didn't understand it. You know, it always seemed like it was a problem. They didn't understand it. And my thing is, you tell what the parents is. Tell the parents, tell their kids to keep their hands to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't go for no, nobody gonna sit up and just hit on you and you don't do nothing. No. You know, and it was other situations. You know, my son kept having behavioral issues and different things was just getting advancing. And I'm just like, you know what? And I started researching. God made a way for me to pull my kids out of school, and they within 4 days they was in K-12 homeschool. The only one that it didn't happen so quick, she had to still go to school for a couple months, was Tatiana, because Tatiana was in middle school at the time. And with her, there was no space, there was no seats available with K-12 for her grade. So she had to wait and do the NC lottery. Came, I think, April of 2019. And they contacted me and said, we got a seat for her. And I finished her enrollment. That's when she started. She started in middle school. Whereas my other kids were still in elementary school when I put them in K-12. And now they're ninth graders now. My son was held back because, not because he couldn't do the work, he didn't want to do the work. He didn't want to do the work. So, I trying to teach him, I said, you know what? You want all school year, you want K-12, it's no excuses. You want to play, you don't want to do, I'm going to hold you back. So I contacted him and I held him back. And guess what? I bet you he started doing his work after that. Because I'm not going to babysit you. But I will hold your tail back as long as I can if you're not going to class and you're homeschooled. So that's how they ended up being ninth graders. My son and my youngest daughter was born. One was born February 2009 and my daughter was born April 2010. So I had them two back to back. But they was like, he should be 10th grade, she ninth. They both ninth now, because he was held back. But that's all right though. That happened to most kids either way. But it taught him a lesson, But I was able to be at home and catch a lot of things. It was learning too much at the school. And then you gotta look at this. These days and time, they go to school, they all on this internet and stuff, and you got old people that's getting on these sites and luring them. It's like what really made me think about this situation, to talk to y'all about it. There's a case where a little boy was lured to another state. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to look it up. It's recently. Lured, they found him safe, but it's the fact that somebody on the internet lured him to another state, lured him to where they could get him to another state. So I've always looked at stuff like that. My granny sheltered me. She sheltered me. She didn't let me do nothing hard out of her sight, and I'm thankful for that. And sometimes that's what's needed, when my kids were smaller, yeah, we lived on base. We had parties. At that time, I had started back celebrating holidays and stuff. It didn't sit right with me, so I had to go back to my faith, But they grew up interacting and going to school and all that type of stuff until it was time for that no more. You know what I'm saying? My kids done traveled a lot. We have traveled so many states. There's so many things that I didn't do growing up, they have gotten to do. So at that, now it's just like, I know I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I work my tail off. I work my tail. That's why I get, aggravated when I have other people that want to, slide pick with me or constantly try to, I come up with this and then you want to do it. You want to get the shine. That's why those little things they don't even bother me now though. That's why I did a couple weeks ago and on past, because I'm saying I know I work my tail off, and I work my tail off to be different and to have my own style, and I have to think and I have to write it down and I have to, organize it and come up with a plan, and then somebody just come and just take it and make it their own. That is why, because I know I work so hard. But at the end of the day, I'm like, what is my main reason? I get to be with my kids. You know what I'm saying? My kids right now, it's 2:27 here, they done with classes. They classes, sometimes, depending on the teacher, she may want to do this at 1 o'clock and do that. But right now, I think they done with classes. They go back and they do their work. If they miss anything or any tests or whatnot, they can go back and redo those and all that type of stuff. I log their attendance and stuff later tonight. That's when I mostly do their attendance log in and everything. So, and then with my daughter graduating in April, not April, she graduated this past May. I'm still happy about that. Even with K-12, they have their y'all saw it, graduation ceremony and all. Even though it's online, we just have to travel to get their end of the grade tests and stuff like that done. But everything, I still have the responsibility as if they was going into that school building. Their shot records, everything have to stay up to date. It is still public school, but it allows me to be here and do this. And then when I'm out here, I'm smelling plastic. Even when I had the mask on, plastic is just all here, and I'm just saying to myself, but you have a plan, you have a goal, you have a business, so it's worth it. You have to put in and you have to sacrifice and you have to take some things to get where you want to go. You know, you can't just sit around and just say, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, and just make excuses and think things just going to come and just lay in your lap. Because if it come and lay in your lap that easy, 9 times out of 10, there's something behind it and it ain't going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind the next time you want to say, I can't, I can't. Or you may say, or you think that somebody's got it lavish because you see them doing this, that, and the other. No. A lot of people think that content creating is just something people just do because they lazy. You know, that's not it. This is a whole job. When you get a 1099, that's a job. That's a job. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying that to these stars that they think is them to make movies. They make movies for a living. Actresses, movies, and TV shows for a living. Ain't nobody telling them to go get a job. So why come on here and tell us we the little underground ones, I guess you could say. I can't even say underground to them. We on here creating content and stuff, but this is not a job. It's a job. And it's a hard one. If you take it serious, it's a hard one. And, you know, you got people that do comedy. Just because they on doing skits and stuff for you, they making you laugh. You may be having a bad day, and you see one of their skits or whatnot, and then you feel better. You did that and it made your day. And that's part of it. That's part of it. It's their job, and they have done their job. Then you got content creators that shows, you know, their lifestyle and stuff. You can be motivated by that. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's frugal. You got people that just, you know, show you gardening and farming and a way of life. And, you know, a lot of that you could be motivated. You motivated by you motivated by some of the songs that okay, some people is motivated, can be motivated by their favorite artists. They got the long hair and it's colored and the grill in their mouth or whatnot. And it's, oh, I gotta have that. I gotta go get me a grill like such and such. I gotta go get my nails. Like every time I go get my nails done, they say, you want such and such nails? It's this rapper, she got her own nail and they call it at my nail shop. It's like, you want her nail? No. They too long. No, they pretty, but they too long for me and what I do. And you gotta look at that. You can be motivated by that. Just like people is motivated to grow food, to prep, to, you know, farm, to this, that, and the other. And you got people showing you their lifestyle and being real with you. And you got people that sit up and they analyze it and talk about it and all that. Just like, I'm gonna be honest, that ain't not like some things people do on this platform. I'm not gonna consider a job. I feel like, you know, with me being a content creator and knowing what you go through, the people that sit up and just use the work of another content creator and try to make their own, so that, no, I don't consider that now. But nobody is gonna tell them to go get a job. It seems like I see it on the ones that actually put in work and actually doing something meaningful or whatnot, is always told go get a job. But at the end of the day, when it comes to me, I'm home with my children. I'm providing food. I'm showing them skills. I'm doing a lot, you know, and that is like what it's all about. I can sit in my backyard and I ain't gotta be bothered with nobody. I ain't gotta hear no negativity. I can turn it off and whatnot, turn it on, whatnot, do what I gotta do, go to bed at night and still make my money. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, you got people that'll try to stop you. I got people that still doing that little stuff where they subscribe and unsubscribe. And you know, I love it because time I put up a video, somebody unsubscribe with me, and I know that's 1 or 2 people that's just doing it. And I say to myself, you know what? They probably want to be where I'm at. They probably want to have a channel. But they don't want to put in the work. It's work. Don't give up on it. It's work. It's called work. It's not called let me go ahead and make money easy, this, that. It's called work. It is a job. When them companies is putting their ads on your video, you got to look at that. They using you as an advertisement source for big companies. If you actually look at content creators that's monetized and you see that ad that play and you see just, whatever that company is using us as their advertisement source. And at the end, we get a little pay from it, We make our money. It's like a pyramid. They make their money. YouTube make their money because when the company put it on there, YouTube get a cut. The content creator get a cut. The company's getting advertisement because somebody go out and buy their product or whatnot. It's a pyramid. Everybody getting paid, But that don't mean and you ask me, that's a job. That's a job. So any of you that got people talking about get a job, whether your kids is at home with you or not, either way, because I know some people don't have homeschool, but I know K-12 homeschool is not available in Mississippi. So if I were to move back home, my kids couldn't do the homeschool that they do. I have to come up with another solution because it's not in Mississippi. It's in a lot of the states, but Mississippi is just one of the states they don't offer. So, I understand you may not be able to homeschool your kids. I'm not saying you got to, but I'm just saying to give you a little light on why I do what I do, And I take the small, I always tell y'all, I take the small things as a blessing. It don't have to be the materialistic stuff. I take small things as a blessing. This is a blessing to look at my backyard. It's not an acre of land. I don't even own it. But I'm not gonna stress on that. And a lot of you is in the same situation. You may have a small backyard or a big backyard. And you may be renting just like I do. You don't own, that don't mean you gotta stop. That don't mean that you gotta not do what you can do. That don't mean you get to make excuses. It means you need to be happy with what you do have and make the best of it. That's what it means. You need to be happy with what you do have and make the best of it. You need to look at what's going on in this world and understand everything is not going to be given to you as this world get more advanced and more advanced and more advanced. And you got to understand you have to do for you, your family, your loved one, your children, the elderly, whoever you have in your family that may have to look back on you. I'm not saying don't live your life and don't have nice things and all that. I'm just saying make sure your priorities is straight. Because a lot of those nice material things can't feed your stomach. It can't put nothing in, because it may come a time where it's not money. It's not having money that's going to get you by. It's having skills. Skills to be able to put a seed in the ground and grow it. To have food. Skills to be able to butcher a chicken. Yeah, I said it. It is what it is. Butcher a chicken. Those are the things you're going to need, or else you're going to continue to depend on other people that's going to tell you you're going to have to line up and receive this bottle of water and these crackers or these grits that everybody getting, and you ain't got nothing else. Nothing else. My thing is, don't look down on people. Do not look down on people and assume this, that, especially when you ain't got yourself together. And even if you do got yourself together, it's still not right. It's not right. What goes around comes back on around. It's not, So I'm happy with what I have. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy with having a backyard. I'm happy with having the skills that I have. I'm happy to be where I'm from. A lot of people, you know, like I say, down Mississippi, I'm happy because it's taught me the skill. Because half of the time, the people that down and wouldn't even survive in the wilderness, hardly none. I told Oronde, because, you know, Oronde from New York. We from two different, you know, even with him being born in 81 and I'm born 87, that 6-year difference makes a difference. It really does. And him being from New York and I'm from Mississippi, we think different. We not on the same page with all this stuff. This country lifestyle stuff, he thinks different. And that's okay. But I told him the other day, I said, if something were to happen, I said, I know how to go out there and get a squirrel. I know what to look for when I'm butchering him. I know if he gonna make me sick. I know what to throw away, what to not. I can butcher a squirrel for you in probably 5 minutes. That's just me. Those are skills that don't leave once I'm taught. Those are Mississippi skills that people look down on. And I told him, I said, if something happened, I said, if I have to go butcher a squirrel, you gonna eat it? He said, He said, nope. I said, a raccoon? He said, nope. I said, a possum? He said, I said, well, I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'll go ahead and butcher it. I'll feed my children, and I'm gonna sit back and use some of his bones to pick my teeth. He said, do what you gotta do. Now I'm saying in my head, your stomach start licking your back. You gonna reach right over there and get one of them squirrel legs or something. You ain't gonna have no choice. You ain't gonna have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Let me find a couple frogs somewhere. We having frog tonight. That's just me though. And a lot of people probably be like, oh, I ain't eating that, ain't it? You get hungry enough, you gonna eat it. You gonna eat it. You may be looking for roaches or something, tree roaches or something to eat, to grill up or something. You gonna eat it. You're gonna eat it. Trust me. You get hungry enough, you're gonna eat it. But we had that discussion just the other day. I clean a possum real good, throw them in the pot with some water, and hopefully find some herbs or something to put up in there and stew that sucker down. And if I got some rice or something, put it over some rice, you gonna eat it. If it got to that, I can go out there and do it. Because I took the time to listen and learn when I was taught. And what I wasn't taught, I took the time to look it up. You know what I'm saying? And learn it. Because those are things you're gonna need to know. You know? Last thing you want to do is ever see your kids, look at your kids and they telling you they hungry and there's nothing you can do. My granny used to always tell me that, and I done told y'all. She used to always say, get food and stuff in your house. You know, I always, prepped and had stuff extra for y'all. She used to tell me, make sure you keep food in your house, because the last thing you want to ever see is one of your children look at you and tell you, Mama, I'm hungry, and you can't do nothing about it. And I tell you, in the past couple years, since 2020, there are some families that has had to go through that. Has had to go through that. As long as you are able-bodied and you're living on this earth, it's nothing but opportunity. No matter how poor you are or how rich you are. It's the simple things you need to learn that will make you more happier than having millions of dollars in your bank account. It just is what it is. But so many people ain't paying attention to it, because you gotta have the latest this and the latest that and the this and the that and this, and don't know how to even survive. Because if you can't survive and feed yourself and something happens, you can't take none of that latest stuff that you had to have. You can't take it nowhere with you. And a lot of the stuff is fabric and material with a name on it. A lot of the latest clothes and stuff, I can go to right to Walmart and get some nice, beautiful fabric and make it for you and throw a name on it. That's what you're buying. That's what you're buying. no good, push come to shove, ain't gonna do you no good, but make you broke and hungry. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a minute. So when you see me out here and I'm trying to get my homestead together, I'm going back, I'm changing things, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's a process. I have goals, and I have fulfilled a lot of them, but I have more. And I know that my kids is watching everything that I do. They even ask me questions, everything I do. And just like my granny's teachings, of me growing up and her teaching me, I know my teacher's gonna stick with them. Whether they use it right off bat or not. Whether they use it right. I know I always carried my grandma's teachings with me. But I made some choices when I got on my own. I was 18. I made some choices and did some things or whatnot. It is what it is. But you learn from it. You get older, wiser, you grow. That's the way it should be. And you do better. You do better. That's the main thing. You do better. So I don't care if your backyard, or you don't even have a backyard, you just got a little porch or something. You can still grow food. You can grow a lot of food. Where there is a will, there is a way. And God provides a way for us all the time, whether we see it or not. There's a will because you above ground. You amongst the living. The only people that's got excuses is the people that's disabled or really, really sick. They're the only ones that got excuses. And actually, it will be an act of kindness if the ones that's able to do something can help those out. So to say I can't, I'm going to be honest with you. It's BS. And I'm saying that in a nice way. And I'm saying it because I care. It's just probably care too much. So everything that I do, trust me, I try to make sure that it's got a purpose behind it. Most people may not see it at that moment, but I see it. I know my purpose. I know what the reason is that I'm doing it. And I try to always have a positive reason behind what I do. Whether I see the reward from it that day, that week, couple months, or a couple years. Eventually, I'll see it. God say the same. Eventually, I will see it. And that's the mindset we got to have. Y'all see everything that's going on. That's in everything that has happened this week. I'm going to put it to you like that. We see who's in control. I ain't got nothing against it. I don't. And when you know that you're trying to do for yourself, that's the way it be. You don't have nothing against it, It's just, if people get in and they do this and make these changes or whatnot, you just adjust to it. But you got people that's going to have to adjust to it that cannot do anything else for themselves. They don't know nothing else to do to even try to make it easy for them when it's right in their face. Right in their face. And I'm going to tell you this. I may not need to say this, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it real quick. And I'm going to talk to, I know I always say, my peoples. I always say, my people's always down in each other. Always putting each other down. But I'm going to say this. We already looked at most of us, we already looked at as a whole as not having no sense. When you putting each other down, or trying to make it to where another one don't succeed, or you're taking and grabbing from your own. You're doing that to your own. But other people already is looking at us as we don't have no sense as a whole. See, they can go, and I'm going to talk about from where I'm from, okay? Love where I'm from. But I'm going to go do this. See, they can go and say, well, today I'm going to go out there and pull some carrots and some parsley, and I'm going to go and make a pie, and we're going to have this, that, and the other. And then you got my people. God, what you doing tonight? You gonna be over at the club? Yeah, I'm going over there. I gotta find a babysitter for these kids. You get your food stamps today? Yeah, I went and bought me some crab legs and some shrimp, and we gonna have some steak. See, that's the difference. That's why people feel like they can give you any job they want. They can feel like if you need this and you need that, well, I'm going to make it hard for you. I'm going to deny you. I'm going to do all this, that, and the other. Sometimes we are our own enemies. Us as a whole. Because you'll get mad with the ones that's putting that denied stamp on your paper. Or the ones that going in there and putting that price sticker on that flour or them juices or that meat. And you're mad because you can't afford it. But just think back what we actually do. Do enough of us actually try to learn a skill and try to figure out ways that we don't need that parsley out the stove? We don't need them carrots out the stove. We don't need this, that, and the other. We can get up in the morning and go bake us a pie and have us, some chicken in the crock pot with our own herbs and spices in it. We can do, because this is the thing. We're all human. We just a different skin color. But we got organs and blood run through all our veins. So why does some think that they're better than other humans? I'm going to put it like that. You know why? Because a lot of times that's what we show. We act like we ain't got no sense half of the time. We literally act like we ain't got no sense. You can do exactly what other people do, but you choose not to. You choose not to. Whose fault is that? Is it their fault? Nope. It's your fault. Simple as that. If you can go to the store and don't have to buy, look, I think it's the last vlog I put up. I showed a dehydrator. They probably done one up now, but I know about $50 you could get you a cheap dehydrator. And you can go to the store. My people back home, you got Save-A-Lot and you got Kroger. I wish I was back home to get some of them deals. You could carry your tail right in there, get you some herbs, bring them home, wash them. The money that you used on an outfit or whatever wasn't even important. You could have bought a dehydrator. Go when that stuff, if you ain't growing it, go when that stuff is marked down. Get you a couple of pounds of peppers, a couple pounds of green onions. Get you a bag of $2.99 green onions. Bring them home, cut them up, throw them on your dehydrator, or blanch them. Some people like blanching their onions. They'll dry a little better. You can do it either way. Throw your music on or whatnot. Have your little drink if you're 21 or older, whatever it is you like to do. Take your onions, wash them, put them on the dehydrator, turn the sucker on, and let it go for hours. When it's done, crumble them up, put them in a container, and there go your onion flakes. But, I mean, you ain't got to buy that when you go to the store. Better yet, if you don't want to dehydrate it, chop it up, You got it while it was marked down, probably the lowest it would go. Stock up on them, chop them up, put them in a Ziploc bag and throw them in the freezer. Every time you need some onions, take some out. It's so many different ways. And that's what other people do. Other communities, the reason why they can look at you and charge you so much for something you can do right at home. But I'm going to talk to my people. Our minds ain't right there. Our minds ain't right there. But then you complain. I see it all the time. You complain. And you know what? Other people send back saying, see that? They ain't got no sense. They ain't got, that's why they feel like they so much ahead and on top of you. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of us should know what to do. Our ancestors had to do it for people. Our ancestors had to do. A lot of people probably learned from our own ancestors that was made to do it. A lot of y'all talk about, I see it in the comments, talk about, say little slick stuff, even people that set up here about where I'm from, and don't even know half of your ancestors before they was sold and shipped out came from right from Mississippi. Right from Mississippi. A lot of the cooking that you're doing in other states and southern ways came from right from Mississippi. You just weren't born to know where your roots and your ancestors actually was and until they were shipped to another state or something. But bumping your gums, talking, and don't even know your history. And it's wealthy people in Mississippi. All races. See, a lot of people want to talk about Mississippi as the lowest state, but you got wealthy people in Mississippi. Wealthy. He probably ain't gonna come back now due to the crime and stuff, but then Deion Sanders come there and he could have went anywhere he wanted to go and teach. But there's a lot of wealthy people that moves there, stays there, has plenty money to leave from there, and they decide to stay there. It's not about where you at. You can leave any place and go to another, but if you got that same mentality, you're going to be in the same situation you was from the place that you left. And a lot of times, we talk down and we try to bring each other down. We just do so many different things, and all you're doing is being talked about. And it happens in other races, but they don't hardly let you see that. There's a lot that go on with other ones, but they ain't gonna let you see that. It's always us being front and center as we do it to each other. They do it to each other too, but they ain't letting you see it like that. We can do more to help ourselves. So we don't have to depend. I don't care, it's different levels. I don't care if you can't do nothing but grow herbs. You can grow greens. You can, if you say, I got a small area, but I can grow some greens, then grow greens. Grow all type of greens. Cabbage green, collard green, mustard greens, all type of them. Cook them and freeze them, cook them and freeze them. If that's all you can grow, then that's what you have. But once you grow something and you get really good at gardening and growing, you can grow almost anything. That's a skill that'll stay with you. It's not hard. Stop going on Google, listening to all this. You need to have 10, 5, 5, and 3, 2, 1, and 1, 3, 6, and all that. I don't look at all that stuff. I don't even know. I know what it's for, but I don't look at all that. That's just another way for the people to make you go in your pockets and pay them. God already gave you the basis of what you need to grow. Soil. Add you some fertilizer to it if you want to. And that's it. All this extra stuff is a way for you to make money. Get your basics. Get you something for these new bugs that's gonna come out that's want to eat up your stuff. Get you a fertilizer and stick to it if you ain't doing it organic. And get you, if you want to do in ground or in containers, get you some containers. And stop making it hard, because it's not hard. When you was in kindergarten, you grew a seed. I'm pretty sure everybody did the little styrofoam cup with some soil and a seed in the windowsill, and it grew. It's not, society makes it hard for us. This new way of living and stuff makes it hard for us, and that's not God's way, that's man's way. They the one making all these things. You gotta do this and have this and do this and this just to line their pockets. That wasn't the way it was back in the day. 20 years ago, it was way different from here. So what's done really changed when it comes to gardening? Other than the climate or whatnot, that ain't got nothing to do with you gotta go buy all this extra stuff. Talking about if you go in Lowe's now over to the garden section where the fertilizer and all that stuff is, it's so many different daggone things, and it's just like, and they got all these numbers and stuff. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Give me my Miracle Grow, because that's something I know, and let me go on about my business. People back home been using Miracle Grow for ancient times, and people back home, if you ain't out there in the streets and stuff, putting yourself in certain situations, them older folks live a long time, and they been using Miracle Grow. But it gotta be organic. It gotta be, first of all, with all this pollution in the air, ain't nothing outside organic. Miss me with that one. That's just another way to line the pockets, and so many fall for it. Same way with clothes and stuff. I know how to sew. I had a sewing business. Had a sewing business. Those are the things of me. I ain't gonna say no other state, but I'm gonna say Mississippi because that's where I'm from. That's the result of me being raised by my granny and actually paying attention to what was taught to me. I'm a jack of all trades. I could sew you some clothes and put you some letters on it if that's what you want. And they'll probably last even longer than what you're going paying $200-300 for. Learn skills that's going to help you. Because all this other stuff, this new way of society, when it get, and you got to look at this for all you that's Christians, you should know this better than anybody if you're a true Christian. The Bible is fulfilling itself. So who you gonna fuss with? God? I say don't do that. But the Bible is fulfilling it. Fulfilling itself. What's going on? I mean, yeah. The Bible, I don't know the Bible is, I ain't gonna even tell you that. I don't know the Bible is, but I know enough. I know enough. And then I can see and use discernment and see what these people doing in this world, these imperfect human beings, and I can use my common sense that it ain't right. Before you know it, robots gonna took over everything. They ain't gonna need you to work. You don't work, you don't get paid. So what you gonna do then? They ain't gonna need you to work, so they saving money. Because they don't need to pay no employers, because they got the robot over here, Robot Joe over here, doing everything. And then you may give you a little bit of a handout or something, and it ain't enough to feed everybody in your house. So what you gonna do? But if you could go out there and put some seeds in a bucket or a container or something and grow upward, if you don't have the width, grow upward, like I done told y'all so many times, then you can take whatever they give you and come home and pull a couple beans, pull up some greens, and have a meal and be content and be happy. And your stomach won't be licking your back. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. I see so many people that struggle, that's able-bodied, struggle to have food from 1 minute to the next. Got a home. I'm looking like, man, ain't no way. I have about 15, 20 buckets right there with food growing in it. But they're not thinking. They're not thinking. And the same ones that's sitting back is saying, they don't even see what's right before them. So if they ain't trying to help themselves, why should I care? Don't get mad for people when because they doing something for themselves and you not doing nothing. Can't get mad with other people because they doing something for themselves and you choose to sit up and not do anything. Nothing meaningful. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I do what I do. Okay? All right, let me see. Y'all been writing. Let me see. Okay. Mercy, hey, Mike. Can't never could do nothing. Hey, Kalita. We all need to believe in ourselves again. Hey, Jay. Christy. Thank you, PNG. Hey, Diane Wynn. Thank you for sharing. You have the best job, Sandra. I feel so. I have worked my tail down. I have took stuff. I have taken stuff at these jobs from racist folks. I mean, it's just, but it was all right though. It needed to been done at that time. But now, raising chickens. Yes, hog-head cheese. Homeschool is becoming more popular nowadays. Been doing it since 2018 and love it. Science and teaching and nieces, chemistry, math, and physics. I won't be trying to explain myself. I'm not trying to explain myself, Gail. Part of my channel is motivation and inspiring. I'm not trying to explain myself. What I have said in this live stream hopefully gives other people some ideas. Everything does not have to be taken negative, you know, and I've said that a lot. When you hear people come on and they may address something, some people be like, calm down or don't let people steal you. Sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes opening your mouth and letting people know what you go through or the reasons why you do things can actually help others. Everything should not be taken in a negative way. Because I do feel like deep down, me being an empath, I feel like this live stream has helped at least one person to get them to thinking. That's part of my job. Just because I'm growing food, I prep, I cook, I clean, I'm still motivated. Because there may be one person that wasn't motivated that day or didn't think of this or whatever, that never crossed their mind, and they see me and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do that too. That's motivating. You know, that's part of some of our jobs on YouTube, depending on what your channel is about. This is about my life, and this is the things I do in my life, and I hope that I motivate and inspire people to do it. So glad you're doing it. Right. Thank you, Gracie. Just remember the rest when it's needed. Thank you, Renee. I know this. I hope you're going. And that's how I found your channel. Phil, how did you find my channel from IAG channel? And let me just say this too. I'm going to go ahead and say this since you put their name in my thing. We had our differences. You know, I feel like it was some nitpicking. It was obvious. You know what I'm saying? And then when I know the connection between my son's father and that family, I don't know why everything was like, but I'm going to tell you this. Some people has been trying to bring that back up in my comment section. Let me tell you this. Once everything went down, I cleared my name, I this, that, and the other. I privated my stuff. Nobody made me to private it. But see, there's other people that I feel like is going deep down at these folks. And even though I've had my differences, I still don't condone certain things. I don't. Our difference was between, you know, the videos that was said this, that, and other. A lot of y'all saw. You know, you saw. I don't hate them. I don't know them personally. I don't hate them. I had to clear my name for one. Because they didn't clear my name when they knew I didn't make that phone call. So I had to clear my name. And then the other little nitpicking and whatnot is cool. But once that was done, I was done. You know, there's other channels that talk. I don't condone it. I'm just going to be honest. I don't condone it. I don't condone running nobody down in the ground and just constantly harping on nobody. I don't condone treating people like that. So no, I'm not for it. That's my opinion. But also it's not my business. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing against them people and what they do. For whatever their intentions are, their reasons to be against me, I don't know, and at this point, I don't care. I don't care. I moved on. You know, I'm doing my own thing. I'm not going to back down from people when they bothering me or something. I've never been that type. But once I'm done with stuff, I'm done with stuff. And I know there's a lot of people come over and try to say different things or whatnot. You're not pulling me back in it. You're not pulling me back in it. And I will say this, and I've said it again. When you use people to build yourself up, and this is general. When you use people to build yourself, when you use people downfall to build yourself up, especially on this platform, the same way you build yourself up, which was in a negative way, is the same way that channel gonna fall in a negative way. God ain't for no mess, and nobody can judge nobody. People need to stop using God for everything, saying God told them to do this to people. God ain't told people to do nothing to people. Not if it's negative. But like I say, that's not my business. I'm aware that they do homeschool, and if, you know, I'm going to be honest with the type of person I am. I don't understand what they beef was with me or whatnot. Obviously, it was something. But at the same time, I have nothing against nobody. I will still help anybody. I privated my videos because I was done with it. And I feel like they already got too many people coming saying this, that, and the other. It's just, it's sad. It's sad. But at the end of the day, it's not my business. I will say this though. I'm going to say this. When they get tired of it, they know what to do. Cut your comments back on. And let people say what they want to say. They saying it anyway. But that'll shut down a lot of other stuff. I'm going to say that. I'm just going to throw that out. That'll shut down a lot of other stuff. That's what I done started doing. I let people say whatever they want. But I will not let nobody come on my channel and downgrade people. You will not come over here and talk about it. I've been talked about on another channel, and it has been allowed for the same person that say that they're a Christian. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Because I know God see y'all. But I will say, I see, and I don't condone it. But when they get ready, if they ever get ready, to turn their comments on, I will say this: let people talk. Because whether they do it or whether you turn them on or not, they're going. And I got off track a little bit just to say that, because you said you found. I don't know how you found me. I don't know how you found me through their channel. They ain't shouted me out or anything. So I don't understand that. That's kind of puzzling. But yeah, they homeschool. I don't watch them like that now because, like I say, I don't know what the problem was. But I wish them well. I wish them. I don't have time to hold grudges against nobody. I don't. Who am I? I ain't God. I hold grudges against somebody or continue to down somebody. How can I go ask God for forgiveness for my sins? Can't honestly do that. I can't ask God for forgiveness. I can't ask God for forgiveness of my sins, and I'm holding a grudge of somebody else's and theirs. That don't even make sense, you know? So, since you said that, I don't know how you found me, but welcome. Welcome. And I just wanted to put that out there. I don't have no grudge against nobody on this platform. Now, you bother me, you nitpick with me, I may just put you out there. Because I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be picked with when I know I'm not picking with you. And that goes for anybody. But I'm to the point now, I've noticed a pattern. People try to pick with me just to get me to say their name, to bring exposure to them and their channels. And I'm not even going to do that now. So at this point, people can say and do and make up whatever lies they want. They won't get no more exposure from me. Okay? And that just is what it is. But as for that family, we Mississippians, we're always, it's something different about us Mississippians. People talk down on us, talk about where we from, but I will say this. We may not be communicating and all this type of stuff, but at the end of the day, we strong. We strong people, whether people believe it or not. We are strong people as Mississippians. And we can survive. We can survive when a lot of the ones that talk about us can't. Because like I say, I'll throw a possum in a pot in a minute. If I had to feed my kids. And I'll take his bones and pick the meat out my teeth and be full as a tick. It is what it is. We'll have frogs and squirrels and whatever I can find. As long as it ain't rotten and it ain't in a shape that I can't eat it. It is what it is. We can survive. We can survive. So, I wish them well. Be honest. None but love. None but love. And that's the honest truth. We all imperfect. We all fall short. That's how I was raised. That don't mean I'll take no mess now. I ain't finna do that. Nah. Cut from a different cloth with that one. Alright? Let's see. My grandson is now homeschooling his children because they were having a lot of problems with the school holding his children back. That's good, Diane Wynn. I understand. I love Mississippi. You love Mississippi, Renee. That's good to know. Sense. Hey, make it make sense. Everyone needs to hook a friend like you who has made country skills. Oh yeah, I'll be that neighbor that clings on to you. Zelma, hey, anybody do me right, I'm a friend. Anybody cross me, when I back off, I back off. That just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you'll eat around me. You'll eat. That's why I done got that little gut. You gonna eat around me. I'm sorry. Y'all have a blessed day. Anastasia, hey. You're right. When you're hungry, you will eat it. Exactly. All the sweet potatoes we eat come from Mississippi. Bruce sweet potatoes in the can come straight from Bruce, Mississippi. Kalita Tate said, tell it. Our ancestors planted those seeds and walked away. They were not out there with all of the doodads we have now. Nature watered those fields for the most part. Exactly, Christy. Exactly. Gail Jones laughing. Kitchen straps used for coffee grounds equal compost fertilizer. You're right. Um, Picnic spray. I'm going to try growing my zucchini straight up. It takes less space and it's said to have more yield. Vertical gardening is the name for it when you're growing straight up, growing everything vertically, and it works. It works. Takes a lot of it saves a lot of space. You got all this open area. You may have to get on a ladder or something, but growing it straight up can save you a lot. You can have abundance of food, because y'all, it's gonna get to the point where you will be happy to get a tomato. You will be happy to get a squash. You will be happy to get a bunch of greens. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is, you know? So we need to start now. Hey Brenda. You're right. You're definitely motivating. I appreciate you. Hey honeybees and veggies. I'm glad. What size are the whiskey platters? My tractor supply have them on sale, but I want the size you have. Is it 26? Oh, honey, I hope they on sale the same price as these, because these was marked down $7.49. I think they the 24, they maybe 24 or 26. Let me see. I think they're, oh, that's correct. I think they're 20. I think they're 20. They're either 24 or 26. Oh no, they 25 inch. 25 inch. Yep, 25 inch, honey. Are yours marked down for 7 something too? No, that's right. Love the way you keep it moving. Love the videos. Keep them coming. Thank you, Rita. All right, y'all. All right, so that's my talk for, you know, that's what I have to say about things. Like I say, I hope it motivates, you know, motivates someone. But that's the honest truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the honest truth. Let's see. That. Probably won't finish these, but I'm gonna get the last 4 now. Oh no, they are $12.99. I asked if they would price match with your area. They said not, but the good deal. Regular price is $44. Okay, yeah, that is still a good deal. Who is this? Honeybees. And if you watched that vlog when I first saw them, I think it was on the first is when I posted it. When I first saw them, now it's not guaranteed, but the guy said they probably will be marked down even more. And he said every year around this time they mark them down because they try to get rid of them. So some year they may have the dark gray ones, some year they may have these, some year they may have the red ones. So now that I know, God said the same, next year around this time, I'm going to be checking to see. He said, I only got the last 15 that they had when I went back. But he had said that they could go down even lower. But at $7.49, I'm going to risk somebody coming there and getting all of them. Because when I put that video up, somebody and went there the next day, somebody had already went there and just, they had their way. I'm so happy for them. They left 15. I had got 2 that day that I put the video up for y'all. And then when I got back, they had 15 left. And I'm like, gotta get them because I know somebody that came and already got over half of what was there. So, yeah. So you just kind of have to get them because they may not mark them down in your area. So that's still, if they $12.99, they regular 44 in your area, honey, go get them if you're able to get them. You can't beat that with a stick. You know, where did you buy them from? From Tractor Supply. Here in Raleigh, they are 15 and some change. So Maria, see, every area is different. So you in Raleigh, you about 2.5 hours from me. So yeah, see, every area is different. Every area is different. So they may mark them down, but see, Raleigh is a bigger city. And more y'all got more and stuff like that. So they probably trying to get all they can. But I'm down here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm more coastal, and most people coastal, they grow, but I don't think they grow like that or whatnot. And I feel like that's why they just trying to get rid of them. That's probably why they even lower. They just trying to just get rid of them like they said. But up there, you may have people that grow even more in Raleigh. So they may be like, okay, somebody gonna come and pay it. Let's just do 15. We'll get a few more dollars out of it. That's how some of them places be going. Be doing with their prices. Cause I went to another area here the other day. You probably heard of Richlands. If you're in Raleigh, you may have heard of Richlands, about 20 minutes from me. And they had a few. They only had about 10 left. So and they was $7.49 too. Y'all, this plastic, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Burning this plastic is so strong. I got what? 6 more to do. But it's still a blessing. It's still a blessing. I won't complain. I'm happy to have them because I've been wanting these things for a long time. And I never seen them marked down. They probably always had them marked down. I just didn't know. That's another thing with those of you that's new to gardening. One of the key is to have good drainage. Have good drainage. That's why I put so many holes in this. If you don't, them roots of your plants will sit in that water and it ain't being drained, and it's called root rot. Make sure you got your perlite in your soil for your pots, and make sure you got a lot of drain holes. That's for everybody that's growing in containers. What are you staring like that for? So y'all, this thing so hot. So y'all, we gotta do as much as we can to help ourselves. It's no excuses. And you will actually find when you do things to help yourself and you see the results and the reward and the fact that you ain't gotta go to these people to have them to do this and give you this and treat you any kind of way because they feel like you need it. You more independent to do it at home and doing it from the comfort of your home. I can't explain the feeling until you actually experience it. You know what I'm saying? There is so much that we could be doing for ourselves. So much. So much. So much. But I got them anyway. Oh, okay. Got you, honeybees. But yeah, look, I'm glad. Look, you got them, and if they don't last, you'll get some uses out of them. And if they don't, by the time I'm put to you like this, by the time they done, God probably better made another way for you to get some risen ones or something even better. Sometimes we have to take what we can get right then and there, and then let God do what we can try to do what we need to do, try to help ourselves, try to be right by people, try to live right as possible. We ain't perfect, we're gonna do things, and let God work the rest of it. But the main thing is you bought those for, and you doing it for, what you need to do it for. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. God see that you trying to help yourself. So, honey, by the time them things get they word and tear out of it, God probably already fixed for you to have something better. But at least you invested in something that's going to help you. And that's the main thing. We ain't going to never be prepared and have it all figured out. But at the end of the day, we need to try to help ourselves. And that's what a lot of people do not do. They don't try to help themselves. They don't try to help themselves. But they sit up and complain and get mad with other people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And say, oh, they this, that, and other. Get mad because of, you know, how they living and stuff. Something happen. Oh, they won't let us in the store. They letting certain people in the store. Well, you going in the store loud, rolling your eyes, mean, mugging, cussing and fussing and going in half naked and all that type of stuff. I wouldn't want to be around and be around that neither. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that on top of that, you didn't even try to help yourself. Because you shouldn't even be in that predicament. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes we bring things on ourselves when it comes to trying to help ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And I see it. I see it a lot. And it's just like, you know, should be different. It should be different. Years ago, using 6 Rubbermaid totes, I grew in those totes for years. I understand, Christy. I got some over there from 2020 that's still over there in the thing I'm still growing in. Rubbermaid, yes ma'am. And like I said, I always looked at these and like, oh, they pretty. I would like to have them, but they wasn't in my budget. Them 5-gallon buckets was in my budget. And them Rubbermaid totes was in my budget. And I still got them over there, still in my budget, because they still good and workable. So, and then this opportunity came. It was marked down. Maybe it wasn't meant for me to have these when I wanted these, because they weren't marked down. They were $30-some when I was looking at them, and I couldn't do that. So, you know, patiently waited. I used what I needed to use, and then look at this. Some years later, I'm able to have a few of these. But still got my Rubbermaids right over there. Well, I got some that I got earlier this year from my bucket man. Even with that, I bought what with the stimulants. My share of the stimulants, I bought buckets 2020. I spent my money on buckets and soil. And look what happened this year. Came across and got me a bucket man after I already got about 150 buckets that I paid for out of my pocket. From Lowe's, Home Depot, and Firehouse Sub. But then came across a man that's got 5-gallon food grade buckets and giving me the deal on them. You know what I'm saying? My bucket man. So sometimes you have to. I feel like this. God ain't giving out blessings for people that ain't helping themselves. You gotta sacrifice some things. I would have loved to go and spend my little stimulus money on other stuff, like other people did. They went and bought TVs and everything. I went and bought buckets, soil, and perlite and fertilizer, you know. And then years later, look what happened. Doors open for me to get buckets for very, very cheap now, you know. Being able to get this. So sometimes, you know, you just have to go and just do what you can, and it always get better no matter what the situation is. Curly girl, hey. For years and years, I put holes in buckets with a drill. And even though I knew about this years ago, it never crossed my mind until a subscriber mentioned getting one of these irons. But look at all them years I was drilling holes, because I needed to go through that before I got the easier way. That's the way I look at it, and it's fine. It's fine. But even with this, it's not easy because I ain't doing nothing but breathing in a lot of plastic. This plastic is strong. I had a mask on, but it seemed like it was getting trapped in the mask. So I was able to breathe better with not having the mask on. But I look at this as sacrifices, and it's going to work out all in the end when I go and see food growing in this, you know. I don't want nothing easy. I want to go through something and learn something before having it just easy. Because I tell you, anything that's too easy, 9 times out of 10, there's a catch behind it. If y'all decide to get one of these, please be careful. This is 900-degree Fahrenheit iron. This is hot. Very hot. You know, I'm gonna have some chickens laying soon. I'm happy. I got more chickens that's squatting. That's gonna start my egg business. I got so many little businesses, y'all just don't know. So that's gonna start my egg business back up, because I had one last year before I got rid of my first flock. So now with this whole new flock, they coming into it, they gonna be laying soon. I got more of them that you go over there and you do this and they squat real quick. That's a sign they gonna be laying soon. So it's gonna be time to start prioritizing and getting my egg business back. And with my egg business, I deliver my eggs and stuff. So that's gonna be more time and more things I gotta do. So, and once they start right now, let me see, last year I had like 65 chickens at one time. Got rid of them, regrouped. For those of you who know, that coop was a double 10 by 10. I had them put together and it ran that way. So now that I have this one, I still have a kennel here and a kennel there that's open. And I'm actually thinking about getting another flock for spring. So we'll see. I'm actually thinking about starting me another flock. Not for the winter months, because I don't want to have to deal with no baby ones in the cold. I'm actually thinking about starting another whole flock, though, come about March. God say the same. I was going to do quails again. I got another plan. Then quails. Got something a little better. And I'll tell y'all about that when the time is right. So, I done did my time with quails. Even though quails is a quick turnaround, I like to, that's a lot of feed I have to buy. So, with the quail eggs, a lot of people is not aware of the nutritional value of the quail egg. They're looking at the size of the quail egg, but that one quail egg has so many nutritional values. And the quail can be butchered at 6 weeks old, which is a lot of meat. But I got another plan, and main thing too is I need to be able to sell some of my eggs so my chickens or whatnot can pay for their feed. So the quail eggs don't sell as good, so that's why I'm not doing quails. I'm gonna do me another flock of chickens, because the chicken eggs, they sell here, so it's all about the area. But if people knew just how healthy the quail eggs was, well, I can't say that because of how high stuff is, and like this is a military town. There's a lot of kids here. It's a lot of kids here. Far as, you know, families come and they have big families. So they ain't looking for no little quail eggs. It take about a dozen quail eggs just to get 2 or 3 eggs of a chicken egg. And they trying to feed multiple mouths. So I get it, I understand. So they ain't looking at the nutritional value right now. They looking at feeding their family. So that's another reason why I'm not doing quails. I've done them for what, a couple years now. And I'm not doing them now because I don't want to have to buy game bird feed, you know, on top of, you know, the feed and the ones I have to feed now. So I think I'm gonna just do another flock of chickens. But like I say, that'll be I get them as baby chickens like I did those, and that'll be probably around March sometime, and I'll put them in the extra kennels because I have 2 10x20s that's available, and I have a 2 10x10s that's available, and I have another 10x10 in the shed. So I have the room to house them. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. KB. Hey. Those of you that's coming in, please watch the replay. A lot of the things I had to say is in the beginning part of this video, this live stream. For those of you that's just coming in right now, I done pretty much said everything I needed and wanted to say. So you may just be coming in the little downtime side of this. Me putting these holes in here. So y'all, I've already been on here a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to end this. Yes, I was watching a few minutes beginning, and I am amazed at your work ethics and wisdom. Thank you, KB. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I'm gonna finish this, but then I gotta go and fix dinner for everyone and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I hope this live stream was motivational. Like I said, it's not about me explaining or nothing. It's about motivating and inspiring. And that's why I told y'all yesterday, I'm no longer a teacher. I got so much. If y'all want to learn about gardening and stuff, just type my name in. If you want to know about soil, type Mississippi Girl Life and put soil on the side in the search bar. And all the videos that I did about soil, it comes up. Type in Mississippi Girl Life and type in the word harvest. And you're going to see all the harvesting and the type of gardening I did before last year, pretty much. Last year was the surgery. This year, the weather. So, and the year before that, yeah, life. But before then, you will see. So anything that you need to know, if you want to know about my greenhouses, you could go to my playlist, or you could type in Mississippi Girl Life and put the word greenhouse, and any video I got for that is gonna come up. Or you can go to my playlist and look under the sponsorship videos for the greenhouse. So I got stuff for anybody, cooking, cornbread, dressing, all that type of stuff. I got videos for anything you may want to look at. So at this point, I'm just motivating. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, my lifestyle, how I feel, you know, about certain things and what we need to be doing and all that type of stuff. So that's where it's at now, you know. Because all the teaching videos is on here. If you want to learn how to cook with tea light candles, using tea light candles to cook with in the case of an emergency, all that stuff on here. My prepping videos, my bug out videos, videos where I'm comparing both of the generators. You can't see this one right now, comparing the generators. All that stuff is on here. You just gotta type in my name. If you're looking for generators, type in generators. If you're looking to type in Mississippi Girl Life cooking, type in Mississippi Girl Life tea light candle cooking, Mississippi Girl Life soil, Mississippi Girl Life harvest, Mississippi Girl Life greenhouses. Some of my recipes for like pig feed and dressing and all that type of stuff. Mississippi Girl Life, type in on this, after you put the, and it's gonna pop up. It's going to pop up, okay? So that way you can, you know, have it. Right now it's just I got a lot to do, and I'm just smooth selling, inspiring and motivating as I go. That's what we are on this channel, you know. So those of you just come in, watch the replay, and I hope something that I said motivates you, you know, or inspire you, you know what I'm saying? So let me go and get off of here. It's getting late. It is 3:50 here. So I'm going to go finish this and go head on and get ready to feed everybody and go from there. So thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you in the next one if it's God's will, okay? Y'all be safe. Mwah. Love y'all. Bye.